Right,
Is that the word of the day?
Precipitous is the word of the day.
It's a season finale. Everything should be precipitous.
As in, raining.
Also, I realized something great, which is most of my abilities are useless now because I'm in Eclipse, because they're mostly to do with defending people, and that's my Eclipse problem is I don't care about defending people anymore.
Not like it's raining, Ash.
Yes.
Precipitous of an action done suddenly and without careful consideration.
Like raining.
No.
I'm just trolling you. Alright.
No.
So, do we want to look at Cert or Atna? Does anyone want to? Does anyone know what they do?
I would like to see how Cert is dealing with just all of this.
It's all happening.
Just everything. Yeah, it's all happening a lot.
Happening.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I'm low key picturing Cert looking a little bit like the meme old man, where he's like, "Guess I'll just die."
This is fine as the house burns down.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
Like literally.
I mean, yeah, exactly. And that part is my fault. I have also brought the sun down.
Not realizing it's the corpse of the god that you represent.
Yeah. I don't know that stuff. That's fine. The irony is lost on me. Okay, I'm going to refer to my Eclipse prompt. Because I'm not in Eclipse, but I sometimes find that, if in doubt and stressed, it is a good way to go. Yeah.
Because then you get the XP.
Find it. Yeah, exactly. I just have to work out, why do I always lose my links for these things every time?
Also, because we mentioned it in break, at the end of last session we took a new advance, which was Hope and Darkness. So because we are all in Eclipse, everyone needs to mark up +1 Forgive, +1 Empathize, and +1 Flow.
Right. Okay.
Because we're more badass than we were before.
So
Only
people who are
when
in
you're in
Eclipse.
Eclipse is you're still transcended though, so
So, sorry,
I believe
misspoke. It's while transcended, not while in Eclipse.
Transcended while not.
Yeah, sorry, no, I had to wake up early this morning.
And which ones are they? Sorry, which ones were they?
Flow, Forgive, and Empathize.
Okay. And could somebody just give me the link for the Google Doc again? I haven't got it open yet. Thank you. Thanks.
Chat, I got you covered.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to do too many things. Too many things.
So we actually get +2 to flow when we're in Transcendent, because don't we also have...
Because it'll stack with the other...
Yeah, that's really nice.
It is. That's why I have 4 dice in flow.
Okay, so there's not a maximum cap?
Not when you transcend.
I think 4 is the maximum.
4 is the max.
Okay.
Okay. 2 is when you aren't transcended. The max is 2.
Yes.
Dang, okay. So my Eclipse prompt is, no more wasting time with friends and feelings. They've held you back for too long. It's time to focus on something real and tangible, something that makes sense. I don't actually know that is helpful for me right now. Because... Oh, God. Alright, I think I need to get a handle on this situation. I am going to attempt to, assess my surroundings and the people and try to get a read on the tree and its intent. So I would like to make a captain's assessment of the situation.
Sounds like perceive.
Okay. Yep. Because perceive is see the world as it presents itself without judgment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like analyze. You're not deep enough. I don't think. I think this is too broad.
I mean, I could be if I'm trying to understand the motives of the tree, which is part of that.
Yeah,
but I
if
think
you're more specific, then you can.
Yeah, no, it's an overall, like, where is everybody? It's a tactical thing, so you're right, perceive. Okay, also, I'm really sorry, I keep forgetting which abilities do we get +1 to? One of them isn't perceive, is it?
Flow. One of them is perceive.
Oh, one of them is perceive.
There are 5 things that go up when we're transcended, which is a little tricky to track in Roll20. But yeah, we get +2 flow, +1 empathize, +1 forgive, +1 analyze, +1 perceive.
Okay. Empathize, forgive, perceive, and
analyze.
If it helps, I've literally just been ticking my ratings up and keeping a note of which ones I need to drop back down when I go out of transcendence.
God. All right, so I get cool. Okay. All right. Good. So do I add that? I can add that as a bonus die, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. I'm gonna attempt that thing.
Cool.
You know what? I think I'm gonna show up and help.
Cool. All right.
What does that look like?
I mean, look, literally by showing up, you help. Because I can't assess where you're at if you're invisible.
I mean, that's true. And so you see, like, as you're looking around, you're like, shit, what's going on? And then you see from around, like, the opposite side of whatever big, like, celestial sphere we disappeared around, Kristen Romer, like, returned. It's the... So whereas it had been the, like, owl carrying the fox and that whole thing had happened, it's now this, like, weird chimeral, or, like, griffin. It's like a fox griffin owl thing.
Sweet.
So it has, like, the big long fox tail, and it has the big round owl head and these big, like, fluffy looking wings. But it's all made out of sticks.
It's so cool.
Lashed together. And it wheels around and is circling above, and you can hear them, like, shouting down information to you.
Cool. Yep. From the bird's eye view.
Yeah. Even though, like, we're all kind of, like, it's very abstract. It's not like it actually helps them high up.
Yeah, you're more just in, like, a wider orbit.
Yeah, like, they're able to swing around really quickly. I imagine being
cool.
fast.
All right.
That's no moon.
So I will spend a stress to help you.
All right, thank you. And what a position and.
I mean, this sounds desperate to me. In that.
I certainly feels that way.
I feel like just our circumstances generally are pretty
desperate right now.
awful.
Yeah.
I think Sort just feels really desperate right now.
Exactly. It's exactly.
I kind of want to be limited for effect, right? Like trying to understand what's going on here would involve having to understand the, like, internal emotional landscapes of, like, at least 3 different things.
And Sort is really bad at understanding people's inner emotional landscapes.
It's true.
So yeah, I think it's limited.
Has anyone got a devil's bargain for me? A dark bargain?
I mean, like, you talking to the tree would make this simpler.
Would it?
As in, like,
Here's the dark bargain I will offer.
Yeah.
You can have good information about everything except Swift. We just cut her out of the equation.
Yeah.
If that seems like a fair one to you, Ash.
That seems legitimate, yeah.
Wow, yeah, so narratively that's me being like, okay, I can't save everybody.
And
Someone's got to go.
And in a more practical sense, she's lost in the sun. Like, you can't see.
Yeah.
Well,
And also she's, like, time weird.
Yeah, like, I would argue that, like, at a conceptual level, like, she is too close to the event horizon of the god whose power you have borrowed. Right? Like, she's, like, too close to Sort for you to, like, see clearly.
Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of reasons that makes sense.
Yeah. All right. Yep. I will take it. I'm sorry, Swift.
No, that's good.
So that makes it
that gives you a bonus dice, or you can trade. Can you use a Devil's Bargain for gaining effect?
I can't remember. Can I?
Andrew?
No, but you can push yourself for effect.
Oh, you can push
trade
yourself for
position
effect, and
You can always trade. You can always trade effect position for effect.
I mean, yeah, that in this situation would just be taking.
In this situation,
But we're already desperate, so.
I mean, we could push past desperate into like suicidal, right? Like,
I mean, yeah, that would just be like just looking at the situation while the sun just like pushes towards you.
Yeah, that's a good question. So if I want to trade,
You can go down to like. Is there?
There is no other position.
Yeah, there isn't a position past desperate.
So does that mean that it's not possible to
No, you
trade?
can't trade. No, you're already desperate.
No, things are. You're as exposed to danger as you're ever going to be. You're already overreaching.
Yeah. Okay. So
You're between the sun and a giant leather wooden face that wants to fucking eat you.
Okay. So it is. Okay. So it is desperate limited.
You have.
I've got a bonus die from. I've got 2 bonus die.
One from a Devil's Bargain, one from help.
Yep.
You could spend stress to push your. Oh no, you can't because you're taking a Devil's
No,
Bargain.
I'm gonna. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you can still push yourself to increase your effect.
Oh, okay. There you go.
You just can't use it to get an extra die.
Right, cool. So if you want
And
to
you
push
can't-
Bargain's already
What I
given.
would need here.
and you can't push yourself and take a devil's bargain.
you can if
You
it's
can
not
do both,
dice.
as long as they're not both giving you.
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
So and so I'm getting a bonus die from Andrew, and then I'm also getting a bonus die that is for the crew,
Yeah, from the crew ability.
and that's everything, isn't it?
2 extra
one for
dice. One for the dark bargain.
And one for the dark bargain. Cool. So
You're
it's
rolling
okay.
3
So it's
extra.
3 extra die. Cool. Okay.
Very nice.
Oh my god.
Oh, and you crit, so that's the other way you can
crit.
get better effect. Yeah,
Oh shit!
Yes.
so that'll
Yeah.
bring you
We haven't
back.
seen a crit for ages. That's awesome.
Yeah.
No.
God, this is this is just so annoying because like we literally never crit anything, and meanwhile Andrew's other group are just sitting there rolling fucking like crit after crit after. I shit you not.
Oh my god.
Yeah. No, this is the better game. Therefore.
Sean Nittner, if you are watching this, stop cheating at Girl by Moonlight.
In games I host, people crit more.
Nice. I like it.
Obviously, we're not good enough at talking shit. Emily, do you want to ask questions?
I'd love to ask questions. Okay. So, now does this count? Can I do that thing? What I do, where I can ask questions?
No, this has got to be your questions in this case.
cool.
Because it's-
You're not asking an inanimate object.
Correct. Yes, you're right. I'm not. Okay. Where can I gain an edge? Absolutely.
So you've got 2 questions and then follow up, and I'll give you the best possible information. So,
All right.
yeah.
And what do I see here despite an effort to conceal it?
Cool.
Are my 2
Are you 2 questions? All right.
Yep.
Cool.
Oh, actually, no, sorry. Can I swap one of
Of
those?
course.
Because of the thing that you put forward, I'm going to ask as my second question, what might happen if I speak, like if I lead this and speak to the tree? If I, push in there and be the...
Yeah. I mean, if that's the case, then you're going to have to like the trees.
actually...
Just go with. So here's the thing. I'm just going to answer all 3 because you credited it. It's fine. The tree's going to try and get in your head. It's going to try and like. It's going to try and play to your Eclipse prompt, even though you're not in it.
Yeah.
It's going to try and
Yeah.
show you a better way, in its opinion. but
Right. So by doing that, I would be just sort of like playing right into its hands, because I would literally already be acting in accordance with that drive.
And the other option you wouldn't. The other option is like the reason that you would do that is that you might be able to get into its head, but that's very tricky. And very, very tricky for me. Probably impossible for me. Yeah. The thing that you haven't that you. I think you like try and look at Swift, and I think like their body is like silhouetted with the black flame against the sun. And can you describe your face to me, Sirt?
Me?
Yeah.
As in my expression?
No. What is your face?
What do I look like?
Yeah.
I look a little bit older than I am, so like I'm probably like early 20s, but I look kind of maybe 30-ish. And I am if this were the real world, I would be like Egyptian in heritage. So like black hair.
Oh, I know.
He's got a sort of worn, scarred kind of face, dark skin.
So I think you look at the sun, and Swift kind of like does that thing where like the sharp edges and contrast kind of stop working as you're like, because you're looking into the sun. Which is a bad thing. Don't do that. But for a moment, Swift stops being a body and starts being like a scarred, warped eye, and then you recognize it from like looking in a mirror. It's like there's like you've got like a specific scar near your eye or something, and probably like that's accentuated at the moment because of the pummeling you were taking from the bastion, and then like because of the spots in your eye, like from like looking at the sun where it like goes all weird, you're like, oh, that's my face. It's you. Like you just recognize yourself immediately in this giant fucking face of a sun. And yeah, you definitely are in like you are pulling this expression of like rage and death and peace, right? Like all of those things together. You can gain an edge here, either by just getting your team out of the way and allowing these things to because then this if you do that, if you manage to get everyone out of the way, then this is one less god that can launch attacks at your world. Like you came here to deal with it, but like you don't have to deal with something that's been incinerated, right? You don't have to make deals. You win. You get what you want.
You have a significant bargaining advantage.
Yeah.
The body of a dead god is the only weapon you can use to kill another god.
Right? So you could do that. You like, there is an ultimatum on the fucking table right now, and it is the sun moving towards a tree. Like...
Okay. I just need to ask a
follow-up questions.
Well, this isn't actually a follow-up question. This is a I can't quite remember the details previously. So the tree is using this image of but is the Ock, the real world person, currently missing, captured by the tree?
We don't know.
Okay, so there is the assumption that because that's the worry, is that like if I allow this tree to just be obliterated, the likelihood is that we will never get back the owl spirit or Ock.
I mean, yeah, probably not. No.
I think there's fair odds on Ock like fed herself to the tree.
Yeah, I mean, if it's
some kind of weird like
leathery face, that doesn't seem like a thing she would come back from anyhow. Like.
Yeah, like
it's wearing her face. She's probably
she's probably gone. Like if she were like trapped in there, you know, and like you could see her body or something, maybe she would be recoverable. But it does seem pretty dire.
Yeah, and like I'm just like as a player speculating, I am getting some vibes that like Ock may have like willingly chosen this to give to get the tree to like close the portal and like punish the Bastion. Like that's my feeling. But
no, she's a nice lady. She would never do that.
I mean, if that's the case, that complicates things further for me because I like Surt really trusts.
I mean, you got you got a critical. So so like things that are hidden from you.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Who else would die?
I mean, like, sure. This thing is capable of making not only wearing Ock's face, but making expressions that Ock would have made, like facial expressions, right? Like it moves its face in an Ock way.
And that indicates to me that she's
I think Luke is pretty on the money.
Like Ock is inside it now.
Yeah, and the thing is that like
to be there.
Yeah. And I think you can see that there's like markings on the face and things that indicate that Ock was not in a good way when this happened.
You put Ock in a desperate position, and in her desperation, she turned to a force she did not fully understand. Or maybe she did understand, and she did it anyway. Who knows?
So that gives me kind of like, I feel like there are two obvious courses of action then. There is the course of action wherein I get my team out of the way and let the sun crash into it and everything
the Bastion wins. Yeah.
Thanks for that nice little detail there.
Which like, no, because like ultimately it's like this is a question of like, are you fighting on behalf of the Bastion and what you want is for the gods to die? Or like, do you side with Ock and like what Ock thought was right, which was apparently that like the gate be closed?
Well, yes, and I guess that is kind of the choices, but
right, like politically, I feel like that is the subtext of what is going on here. Like, are you with your people or have you assimilated?
No, I really
wow.
I deeply object to that.
Let me just bring the rallying cry of gamers everywhere. Stop metagaming. Cert doesn't know that that's what he's doing.
Yeah. That's true.
I mean, I kid.
Yes.
Right? Like, I feel like, and Ash, actually remind me, because I can't remember if this was retconned or not. I know at some point you mentioned that, like, this tree was not only a god that Swift remembered, but had been a god of Surt's people.
Yeah, and had been different before.
Was that true?
That was true. Yes, but like by the time Surt's people were Surt's people, it was already on its way to being weird.
Yeah, no, totally.
It was already grieving by that point, and I just think like it is a not irrelevant detail that like this thing is a part of your cultural heritage, like in a very literal, direct way. Yeah, I think you probably would if you recognized it, which you probably don't because it's twisted further again. There was like there's like 3 stages of the tree, right? There's the stage that Swift knew it, where it was like a mother figure. And then there was when you knew of it, it was like a grieving crone.
And now it's whatever comes after being a crone,
which I think we call mourning. Right. Like it's a
theme on this channel.
Now it's the anger. Now it's the angry vengeance of someone left with nothing.
It's like a banshee now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's like the ghost of this.
It's Lady Stoneheart. It's a banshee.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. So.
And I didn't think it could have become that without Ock, right? Like it couldn't. It like without Ock to give it a
she's
face.
That too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So Hearst and Rammer like descend in kind of harmony overcomes adversity, and like scoop you up and like carry you closer, and from inside you hear them speaking to you. How are we gonna do this? and they just say like, it's okay for these things to die, really, quite all right. Maybe once it's gone, something else can come here, like us, maybe. Yes. What about us coming here? Wouldn't that be nice? When it was gone, and we can leave and come back, and it won't be here anymore. And they're like trying to convince you of like, hey, we don't want to die. Can we just not die? That'd be great. This is like really scary and bad. But then they're like, but of course, we'll help you, whatever you need to do. So you just tell us.
That's so good. While they're talking,
and they're both doing
like sword fighting.
and like Hrist and Roma are both doing all of the like mannerisms of like a soldier being like, yes, captain, like at your disposal.
So I have two ideas, and I'm just not sure which one to go with, because I'm not sure which one makes most sense fictionally, just because I can't remember some of the details about how this was all visually kind of set up. But I think
you're like 10 feet away from a giant fucking face, so
yeah. But first, as a consequence of going into Eclipse, the kind of previously Ophiel Sacred Ambition, with Adna had been kind of lightning blue, with kind of crackles of electricity or whatever, and that bursts into red flame instead.
Yeah.
And the color scheme totally shifts and goes towards those hot fiery colors instead of the cool fast ones.
I mean, everyone knows the red ones go faster now.
I'm not an orc, thank you. So I really want what I'm going to do to be flow, because I have +4 in that, but I just don't think it is, unfortunately. I think it's probably defy. And so the two options, depending on what makes sense fictionally, are either trying to cut the face out and yank whatever it's attached to out of the tree, or starting
not sound very flowing.
No, exactly. I want it to be flow because I'm good at it, but it's not. Or start cutting up start cutting roots out and just tearing roots out and uprooting it from the front. Does it have roots? I don't know.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't really have roots.
Not living ones, because it's weird and dead.
Okay,
but also
right.
it never had roots because it doesn't have a ground.
Oh, so it's floating, is it? I thought there was a garden or something.
No, it has a space around it that is
it's like a metaphorical garden.
Yeah, the garden space around it is metaphorical in that there are floating pot plants and there was a puppa. Yeah. So.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah. So its garden is space with stuff floating in it, and it is just tree in all directions.
Yeah. Okay,
space tree.
But yeah, go cut its face out. That's cool. I like it.
Yeah. So I think I look over my shoulder just for a moment, to see what's happening. Not in a particularly wistful, lingering, emotional way. Just to get rid of the situation.
Am I about to be attacked from behind? No.
And this basically got the whole angelic flaming sword kind of thing. I also got kind of an Eva, in terms of structurally, looks like an Eva. That kind of gangly, uncomfortable. Someone's car alarm going off.
That is.
Okay, cool. And yeah, just kind of look at it, hold the sword up in my face, and just shove it into around the face and start chainsawing, basically.
Cool. Roll Defy. That sounds exactly like Defy.
We don't have any bonuses for Defy, do we? As a group or anything.
Nope.
But we can talk dark bargains and things.
Also, I have level 2 harm crushing doubt. How does that sync up with my Eclipse, which seems to kind of clash with that, which is all about being totally confident that I'm doing the right thing?
I mean, are you over is all of your aggressive confront things simply directly is that you overcompensating for your crushing
like
down, as a lot of people are wont to do.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, probably.
Also, I totally have a dark bargain for you if you'd like to hear it.
I'd like to hear this bargain.
Yeah. Sounds good.
So, like, you're cutting this tree with your flaming sword, and like, as you cut it, right, like, fucking like sap and like blood or like whatever kind of internal fluid it has, right, is like spraying out everywhere because it's this really awful messy job, and a bunch of it gets on you, and it starts transforming you into a thing that is not entirely human where it touches you.
Does it transform me, or does it transform the engine?
I mean, it's gonna affect the engine.
Yeah, sure.
Like, it's gonna outright just do a damage to the engine as it becomes not what it was.
Isn't that its last point?
No, it's got one more after that.
No, it's got one more after that.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, that's fine. I'll take that.
That doesn't affect me right now directly. It's fine.
I can weather harm. That's what I'm all about.
That only affects you when you take your last transcended action and your engine breaks, and you also are lost in the vacuum of space.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many transcendent
everyone's
actions
out of
does
here.
everyone use? How many does everyone have left?
One.
So I know.
I've actually only just used. That's my first transcended action. That
same.
was my
Cool.
thing.
Same. I took ages before I went into
Yeah, I have 4.
I've still got
So it's +1 for the dark bargain, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, and does that? I don't think that syncs up with the virtue of my engine, which is elegant. Does it sync up with the impulse, which is imperious?
I feel like this could be an imperious thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like engaging it in single combat.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm telling it what to do, and I'm not accepting that. So what does that mean then?
So
Does that, do I get
it won't deplete your transcendence,
oh, cool.
and you will get 2 mark XP.
Yeah.
for that.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Great. Wow.
I would love a reminder of what Cunning Harmony's shit is, because I don't remember it.
It's under engines.
It's like serene, I think.
Oh no, it's clever and sentimental. I did note it. I did notes. I'm so good. Pass me.
Also, the
Thank you
engines
very
are in
much.
the journal as well.
Okay, right.
What is my position and effect? And also, if it is relevant here, my crushing doubt counts as level 1, which is less effect, if it is relevant here.
Yeah. So I feel like this is desperate, because you're right up in its face.
Yep.
I think the effect here is actually going down to standard, though.
Okay.
Because like a sword is the right thing to be using to cut a tree.
Yeah.
And you're transcended and you're in a mech, so
Yeah, cool.
yeah, I feel like it goes down to standard.
Yeah, sweet. Okay. Great. Well, let's see how terrible this goes. Hey, 6. Yes.
Nice, excellent, good job. I'm just gonna
That's so good.
Yes.
the damage on off heal.
And so unlikely.
Yeah, cool, awesome. Yeah, you I think you managed to get your like sword in into the like the large woody face behind the leather, and like and cut the like the skin, the leather free, right, revealing this like this skull like. So it's a wooden carved face of knots and things that is somewhere between like a skull and like a totem pole face, but like grown more than carved. The carving parts of it are clearly like someone just going at it with an axe.
So really rough. And
Yeah, and I think like you spot. I think like you've seen an axe somewhere like lying amongst the like boughs of the tree, as if it's done this to itself to like make its face more harsh and more like but yeah, with a
Hack away the last kindness left in it.
and yeah, as it does so, it like you like remove the thing, and like the wooden eyes behind it like light. I think they just catch fire, right? They like and the wooden eyes catch fire in like rage and pain, and it opens its huge, horrible like rictus grin teeth as it like tries to like starts trying to like bite at you.
Cool. And so there's 1 damage to the.
I've already done that to Ophiel.
Great.
Yep. Does anyone need to do anything?
I probably need to do something.
His plan is, so that I can help him with it.
Yeah, I feel like Cert has a decision to make.
I do, don't I? Alright.
You gotta commit sometime, buddy.
I know.
Unless if you would like me to do whatever weird shit I'm gonna do with the sun
Now,
so that you can factor that into your decision, I am willing to like make the weird sun. Okay, cool.
I think the sun being where it is informative at the moment, and also
real lucky
like
with these 6s, hey, because as soon as you like not 6, I'm gonna fucking come at you with the sun.
oh god, yeah. Do we have a clock on that? Like, where's the
It's
clock
currently
at?
1 out of 4. 4 is you die.
Okay, 4 is everyone dies.
Level 4 harm for everyone.
Yeah. Oh god, this is so complicated. This is taking all of my role-playing muscles, and then
I love that like Cert has ended up being the central like what's going on? I don't understand character for this.
And like, what do I do?
Yeah.
Emily, we support you. Take my hand. You can do this role-playing thing.
Thank
I will
you.
lend you my energy.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm gonna light a candle.
Yeah, exactly.
Adna's now like doing battle with a wooden face.
Hardcore.
So I think like I'm like inside of the like kind of wooden mech thing that is
You're being
Kristen
held by it,
Rama's. Like,
Yeah, it's like carrying you in the
Okay.
talons at the front.
Cool.
Got like
Yeah.
each of your like arms under the shoulder kind of thing. Just like,
So I think like from where I am, I can see the sun very cleally, and I kind of like look up at it, and I look down at the tree, and Adna like carving this face out of the tree, and I imagine her just kind of being like like really intense going down there, and I like. Kind of say like to Krista and Rama, but also kind of, like to myself, like I realize that the tree hasn't noticed, like it can't possibly have noticed, or it hasn't responded to like the fact that this sun is descending upon us.
Yeah, y'all have been
right?
distracting it the whole time.
Like that doesn't seem to have factored into anything that it is doing, and I also realize like I don't have the energy left to stop the sun. I already tried like twice. I can't stop it from doing what it's doing. And I mean, unless, well, I guess there is something in the fact that I've now realized it's like basically me. I guess there's something in that. I think I just like say to Kristen Ralma like really quietly, and like while staring at the sun. I think I just say like, "What is my story here?
cool.
Like how is the story supposed to go?" And I actually want to look up. What is the name of the god that I'm basing this on? Mental blank.
Set.
Set. Thank you.
Ooh. We're about to get some grim answers, fam.
Yeah, I know, because there is a story.
Yeah, it's like, which set are you? Are you the set that guards Amun-Ra every night as he goes into the underworld? Or are you the set that, like, tricked and killed his brother Osiris and, like, spreads pestilence in the desert and is a spirit of tricksters and bad things?
No, that's what the Bastion says I am.
Yeah.
That is the version of, that is the version that the Bastion, that's the story the Bastion makes
The Bastion
me tell.
tells. Yeah.
And I think Chris and Rama, like, you can hear them arguing with themselves about, like, the two stories, because there is that duality. They're like, it's this one. Oh, wait, no, it's the other one.
Oh, shit! Andrew, didn't we, like, all the way back in session 1, didn't we do a fucking,
we did a downtime action.
We did a social link action where I told you a bunch of my people's stories.
Well, yeah, and...
including, I think, like, at this point, like, doubtlessly, one of them was, like, the original story of Set.
Well, and this is why I have a promise to not let the story be changed by anyone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So...
yeah, he gets to decide.
Yeah, his story is, like, important to the two of them, but I think, they, like, speak up, and you're, because they, like, can't pick one, and they're just like, oh, bother, never mind, no, you make it up, it's your story. And this is, like, in, Chris' voice, because they've had that whole moment of, like, wanting to be able to self-determine as well, and so I think this is, like, their rebellious streak coming out, and they're like, yes, why are we letting all these old dusty old stories and dead gods tell us what to be? I say, to hell with all of them. And we're, like, slowly circling up towards the sun, I think, and they're just like, yes, it's entirely your choice. Don't listen to Swift and their prophecies, or us for that matter. You tell me what your story is, and I'll help you out.
Cool.
I think okay, yeah. So yeah, and he kind of like is like nodding, and like all of his body language is kind of like he's just a bit in shock, and he's still trying to like grasp hold of something tangible.
I just want to know, like, here's an interesting question. There's something that Christian Rama seem like they're doing for at Cert. Like, in the last couple of actions, in the last couple of interactions.
You mean like a rollable something?
Yeah.
And Express?
I think Express.
Yeah, it sounds like Express, yeah.
Can I be making a setup action?
Yeah, I think that's what it sounds like you're doing.
For his next thing that he's doing?
Yeah, that works.
Delivering an inspiring speech.
Yep.
All right. Who wants
one of your specialties, after all.
Exactly.
Who wants to give me the dark bargain that I'm totally wrong?
I mean, that's like... I mean...
Yeah, I mean, I think, like, I would. Like, I think except I'm bad at, like, phrasing dark bargains.
I mean, the dark bargain of, like, this is a bad idea, and, like, and the, like,
I think it's...
the stories are...
The stories are in some way important, and that we are... we're now in like we're going into like totally uncharted, like incredibly risky territory because we don't know anything outside of those stories. Yeah. But like tangibly, what will that mean?
Well, is this that
like I'm gonna make it like any like analyze or perceives anything where you're asking questions is going to be like much more limited in effect.
Right, you won't be able to do any kind of info gathering about this.
I feel like we're kind of past the point of info gathering, though. Like, I feel like in a lot of ways that's a bit toothless. Yeah. I'm kind of feeling, Andrew. Do you remember that lovely devil's bargain that you leveled at Sean way back in Stargazers? That like whichever option, like because you have ceded your influence to guide Swift towards the right answer, whichever one Swift picks is the wrong story.
Yeah, I can get down with that. That like it's going that like whichever choice we take now is going to make things worse in some way. There's going to be some like horrible, unforeseen, unpredictable consequence. Just,
Yeah,
poisons the whole.
yeah, I like that. In that you're giving me permission to here there be monsters.
Yeah, that we're gonna like do a thing. It's gonna work.
Yeah.
It's gonna accomplish that first step, and
It's gonna quote unquote
some other darker thing.
Yeah.
it seems like the right path, but in fact with more foresight it is not. Like
Yeah. So yeah, you're Paul Atreides stepping out of a place that you could see, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
There is a fantastic upside to this, though, that I have just realised, which is very good. Which
So
is
yeah, that dark bargain is on the table, Andrew.
Do I want to take it? You know what? I want Cert to be right though.
Yeah. Then
That's the
don't
thing.
take
I actually want to take the positive swing.
Yeah.
Get out of
I
here.
mean,
Your bargains.
let me contribute a thought to this. If I go off script, right? Like I defy all variations of this story that are known, and I'm right, we should bring Swift out of Eclipse. We absolutely should. Like the prompt for like coming out of Eclipse that Swift has should totally be true.
Oh, that's true. Yes, it would.
Because it's about defying expectations and predictions.
The only problem with that is that the wording specifically says when your fated person defies your predictions and shows you that they can alter the course of fate, and you are not, and Swift is not my fated person.
No, but it's me,
No,
and I am
that's
setting
true.
Cert up to do this thing, and the
That feels like a stretch.
I don't know. I wrote this game. Listen to me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Andrew. The author is dead.
Yeah,
I think the answer is
And also,
like,
more importantly, I co-wrote this prompt with you.
whatever. Anyways,
so here's,
We're playing with a ghost.
here's the thing.
Ash, what you got to say?
Here's my ruling as GM. That would only bring. So it wouldn't automatically bring Swift out unless it also like the story was also involved, like the story, unless the story that we're defying also involved Tristan Rama.
Yeah, because it's specific. The fate that refers to then is specifically the kind of dissolving of the personalities of.
Well, like specifically, it's Christ's fate.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, because we
And then
honed in on that.
it's about being locked into a script
Yeah.
Yeah.
ultimately, and so if we
Okay. Well, so actually, here we go. I have another alternate dark bargain to pitch.
Oh, God.
Which is that Chris taking this line of argument is part of the script that they are unknowingly on. Like Chris is just going deeper down their own like dark fate rabbit hole by doing this.
Oh yeah, I have a clock, which
Yeah.
is the dissolving
Which
of
would be
our
bouncing.
identity.
Yeah, part of the like script of the bad thing that happens to you is that you like turn against your knowledge of stories and like lose the ability to like, and because you don't remember the stories, you lose the ability to distinguish at any given moment whether you are being you or whether you're being a story, because there's nothing for you to measure against.
Yeah, rebel without a cause.
Yeah, you lose your perspective
Okay,
on
you know what? I'm just
storytelling.
I'm rolling the dice. I don't care. I don't want any of these bargains.
No
Yeah,
bargains.
bargains.
Roll dice. Set up
I'm just gonna roll these
action.
dice.
Express.
Yep. Do I push myself? I'll push myself to get an extra die.
Cool.
And then, is this either clever or sentimental?
Is sentimental.
Great. So I still have all my transcendent actions.
Yeah.
I'll mark XP.
That was one of the things that I was thinking was like is that it wouldn't be taxing your transcendence because you're
All right.
being.
What is my position and effect?
I think your effect is actually either standard or great. That's up to Emily. I think your position is only risky because of the time.
Yeah, because
Element.
there is this like critical moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go risky standard. I'm pushing myself, so I have one bonus die. Please roll a good number. I rolled not a good number.
Damn it.
So I fail to set up this next action, so
Yeah.
it won't have better effect.
Furthermore,
Okay.
you distract Cert for a little while as the sun.
Yeah, we're wasting
rises.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to resist. We can play this out a little further.
Cool. All right. Well, I think it's time for a break.
yeah.
So yeah, and so I think we see like this like
A lot of tension.
this like impassioned but slightly non-directional, like not actually telling you what to do, and being like, no, you make this decision. You know, it's your story.
Yeah.
And we just like we go to like Sort's face of like. And then we'll break. So, okay, we'll be back in a minute, chat.